Some big shit hit the internet as far as in the Memphis scene. Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, and his entourage, including his father, robbed Gucci Mane. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about this situation? How do you feel Shiesty was wrong for robbing the person that put him in a position? Or do you feel as if he was probably thinking like, damn, this guy made all this money off me while I was locked up or whatever the situation may be, and he just want to be released from his country? How you feel about that?
That's like an up and down question, and I don't want people to, come down on me hard for answering this, but I do think that it was handled wrong. But no one knows exactly what was said while they was talking. We don't know if he tried to maybe, tell him I'll pay you more money and he didn't want that, he just wanted out. Mm-hmm. So I can't exactly pinpoint, what happened, but the way that went down and actually trying to rob somebody or supposedly rob mm-hmm. somebody and take his jewelry or whatever and make him sign, a contract that's putting you out, I think that was kind of,
You think that was kind of wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I know you don't know nothing about the streets, but far as I'm gonna look at it from a business standpoint and a street standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Far as the business, I feel like you shouldn't bring street shit into business. No mm-hmm. matter what kind of relationship y'all built in between the business, mm-hmm. I feel like people should never bring streets into the business.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what kind of relationship y'all end up having within the business relationship. Is at the end of the day, it all grounded from business. So that's always gonna stand in the forefront. You feel me? On a street perspective, I feel like Gucci done poisoned the streets with bullshit over the years. Mm-hmm. I know plenty of motherfuckers done got shit done to them off their Gucci. Mm-hmm. Gucci didn't influence people to do all type of shit. Uh-huh. Gucci done got street niggas through their day. Uh-huh. I just feel like at the end of the day, whatever Pooh Shiesty did, Gucci Mane shouldn't have ran and put the police on him. That's just my opinion. Or the other victims that were involved, they could have, no far as putting the police on them, mm-hmm. that's probably cool on their end. They might not be where we from, how mm-hmm. we grew up, what we believe in, mm-hmm. morals and principles. Uh-huh. So they do what they do. But mm-hmm. at the end of the day, as far as Gucci Mane, he done already poisoned the streets. Uh-huh. And for two, you gonna turn around and snitch on a motherfucker when you an anti-snitch king? I feel like on that's kind of like you kind of a hypocrite on it.
I know I'm not from the streets and I don't snitch, but mm-hmm. you can't compare the Gucci now to the Gucci back then, because everybody grow, everybody evolves, everybody change.
That's real.
What he was, the type of Gucci he was back then, as you can see now, he's a married man with a family, got his own business, signing people on. He got artists under him. That's not the Gucci that was talking about, he'll die before he snitch on someone. I wouldn't snitch, mm-hmm. but I can't sit up there and bash this man for doing something for his livelihood, because right now, he can't think about just Gucci. He got to think about a wife. He got to think about his kids and the life that he has built around him. He can't just think about Gucci now. Back then, it was just Gucci.
So, okay, you saying all that he done changed. So, by him changing all that, do you think he's supposed to change what he put in his music too? Because he didn't change that?
That's a good question.
He changed everything around him, but he never changed what he rap about.
But me listening to rap nowadays and you get me into more music, lyrically, there's a lot of rappers out here that don't live 99% of what they rap about, true?
Why poison the streets?
That's a good question. But we need to ask everybody else there too, right?
True, because I ain't gonna lie, I don't live a certain life no more. Some of my lyrics can be so it most times or sometimes, but at the end of the day, I know that I still at the end of the day live by a code mm-hmm. I never probably could change. Mm-hmm. That's just in me.
You say that now, but do you think maybe 10 years from now, if your life is totally different and you're on a whole new different path and life journey, that you'll say the same thing? I don't think you can say 10 years from now that you'll still think the same way.
I won't preach the same shit if I ain't think the same way.
True.
That's just my opinion. I could be tripping. Mm-hmm. I could be tripping, but at the end of the day, I feel like if you change everything around you and about you has to change.
So you've evolved from the person that you was 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you just said sometimes your music still have some things in that you just don't
That's
live
true.
by.
That's true.
So, isn't that kind of contradictive just a little bit to what you just said?
But you gotta think about it. Most of my music is rapping about past events. All my music ain't saying I'm gonna do this to somebody.
Okay.
You go listen to some of Gucci shit now. He's still saying it like he doing this shit right now. Logically thinking, we know he not doing this shit right now. But you preaching it like you is. So we still thinking you standing on the same
If you
shit you was
still on
standing.
it.
Exactly.
Get what you're saying. So
That's
if
just how I
you're
look
not
at
that
it.
type of person, you should change the music.
You should change everything about you.
That's true.
If your character changes as a person, the shit the things you preach supposed to change too.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? I can't wear a suit and a tie every day talking about killing a motherfucker.
That's true.
That's just what it is.
Respect.
Yeah, respect.
True.
I respect what he got going at the end of the day. I feel like it's a good and bad. I feel like Shiesty went by it the wrong way, most definitely. But I feel like Gucci shouldn't have put the police in the business. I feel like he shouldn't have cooperated with the police. As far as the paperwork, he cooperated, but I don't know what he gonna do as far as getting on the stand and moving forward with the situation. But I feel like in the beginning, he done already did some shit that I feel like it's gonna be hard to come back from.
That's true, but the type of energy that you put out, what you always say?
Type of energy you put out, you shall receive it back. Yeah, real shit.
So he should have known it was coming eventually. Some
Yeah.
people, it takes 20, 30, 40, 50 years for them to get back what they put in or done to somebody else. And they think they've gotten away with it. So it's just his time. He just couldn't take what he put out.
So I got a question. Do you feel like everything you put out to the world, you shall receive it back in the same form you get it back, or you
If
should
you-
come back tenfold?
It comes back tenfold.
That's real.
That's why I'm not a revengeful person. If someone does something to me or treat me bad or try to harm me in any type of way to where I don't have to do anything to them, I just let God handle it.
That's real. Yeah.
But if you come at me, so I got to protect myself, that's a different story.
that's a whole different ball game. I
So
most
don't get it
definitely.
twisted. I'm not going to let nobody harm me, just walk up to me. But if someone does something to me or hurt my feelings or treat me bad, what's going to come to you is going to hurt you 10 times way more than what I could ever do.
I do feel like what's done in the dark shall come to the light, and I do
Always.
feel like whatever you put out, you get it back tenfold.
Always.
If you kill motherfuckers, you gotta respect to get killed back.
Always.
Even if you don't get killed, you should respect. You should accept the fact that some fucked up shit gonna happen to you, and ain't nobody can feel sorry for you at the end of the day. If you do some fucked up shit and some fucked up shit happen to you back, you shouldn't feel like people should feel sorry.
But a
for
lot
you.
of people feel like all good things are happening to them, even though they're still doing wrong. But what they don't, this come from us not reading the Bible and studying the Bible as we should. God blesses the just and unjust.
Unjust.
So if you're doing something wrong and you're still getting blessings, don't think that yours isn't coming, because everybody has a day.